Hey there, Yolanda. I was just wondering if you were still really serious about getting married. I mean, do you really think that something like that could ever work for a nobody like you?
Carla? What are you talking about right now? Where is any of this even coming from? Besides, I'm literally getting married tomorrow, so I really don't know what you're talking about.
I'm talking about the fact that you seem so confident that you're going to be getting away with getting married before I am. Do you really think that I'm going to let you get away with this? Do you really think that this proves that you have more womanly charms than I do? It's obvious to anyone who knows us that I should be the one getting married first and not you.
Huh. Well, that certainly is one way to look at the situation, I guess. But the fact is that I just happened to find the right person, get engaged, and now I'm getting married before you did. But I really don't think it's that big of a deal. Besides, I didn't even think you were dating anyone with the intention of marrying him.
Well, you're wrong. I already found someone and I'm going to marry him. So what do you think about that, huh?
Oh, well, I didn't know that. I thought you were seeing a few people at the same time, but I had no idea you had suddenly gotten into a serious relationship. But anyways, of course I'm happy that you're getting to do this. That's all very exciting for you. Do you already have a date for the wedding? Ooh, do you know where it's going to be? I'd love to know once you do.
Actually, I was going to announce all that at your wedding. So you'll just have to wait to find out like everyone else.
You mean you're going to announce that you're getting married to everyone at my wedding? Well, I guess you always did like being the center of attention even when we were little. I actually would really appreciate it if you could just let my husband and I have the spotlight for just one day.
Oh, you and your husband? Oh, no. I'm afraid that you two aren't going to be getting married tomorrow. So you might as well just cancel your plans to even be there tomorrow.
Wait, what? You want me to cancel my wedding plans? Well, why in the world would I do that? And just what makes you think that James and I aren't going to be getting married tomorrow? Well, that doesn't make any sense.
I guess you'll just have to wait and figure out for yourself what I mean by this. But I'm just so excited to see the look on your face.
Carla, I really have no idea what you're talking about, but I would appreciate it if you didn't talk about my wedding like this. I mean, I know that you're a little jealous that I'm getting married first, but I really don't see how any of that is your business, really. Look, I really want to see you at the wedding tomorrow, but just please don't pull any crazy stunts or anything like that. Hello? Are you even reading these messages anymore, Carla? James? Are you there? You didn't come home last night and I was just worried sick about you. You know that we're going to open up the venue for all our guests, right? Are you here yet?
Oh, right. I'm so sorry I didn't tell this to you earlier. I'm actually not going to be able to make it to the wedding today.
Wait, what? What do you mean you're not going to make it to the wedding? It's our wedding! You have to be here! What's going on?
Look, the truth is that I just can't marry you, okay? I can't stand to be together with you any longer. So the best thing that you can do right now is to just forget all about me, okay? Forget that we were ever together.
James? I don't understand. Where is all of this coming from all of a sudden? I mean, is this supposed to be some kind of joke or prank or something? Are you trying to plan some kind of big surprise entrance?
I'm sorry, but it's not a joke or a prank, and there's no surprise waiting for you at all. The fact of the matter is that I just don't want to marry you anymore, so please, let's just call this whole thing off, okay? I want to break up with you.
I don't believe it. You're really serious about this, aren't you? You're not kidding at all. You really want to call off our engagement.
That's what I've been trying to tell you this whole time, Yolanda. Please, you have to know that I'm telling the truth right now.
But how could you do this to me on the day of our wedding, James? You can't just text me the day you were supposed to be getting married and tell me that you want to scrap everything. Can't you at least give me a reason why you changed your mind about me? What happened?
If you want the reason for why we're not getting married anymore, then you should go and ask your sister, not me.
You want me to go and ask Carla about this? But what does she have to do with any of this? Unless...
I'm sorry, but I just can't be with you anymore, and that's that, okay? I'm going to be going to the wedding today, so just tell everyone there that it's canceled, okay?
Are you kidding me? You really think that I'm gonna let you get away with this? Carla, you pick up the phone right now. You and I need to have a serious conversation. I want you to get back to me right this instant. I am serious.
I guess you finally found out that I took James from you, huh? Oh well, it was only a matter of time. But now we're gonna be together and live happily ever after. Oh, isn't that great?
So then, yesterday when you were telling me about the guy you were dating and were going to marry, you were actually talking about my fiancé. I can't believe that my own sister would steal my fiancé away from me. What's the matter with you? How could you do this to me?
You can whine and complain all you want, but the only person who had the wrong idea about this wedding is you.
What? And just how in the world do you figure that I'm in the wrong here?
Well, let's face it, you're obviously the uglier sister out of the two of us. So it was always going to be me who got married before you did. You did your best to fight against it, but fate had other plans in store for you.
That doesn't even make sense! Besides, I'm the older sister. Not that I think it matters who marries first, but if it should be anyone, then it should be me.
Yeah, I figured an ugly cow like you would try and retreat to tradition to try and complain about this.
I really just don't even know what to say to that, but I just want to know one thing, Carla. Do you really think that you're going to get away with stealing your own sister's fiancé and forcing her to cancel her wedding unscathed?
And just what in the world would I care what anyone back home thinks? James and I have already left that place far behind. We're never going to be going back, so all those little small-town hicks can think whatever they want. Don't worry, you'll be getting an invitation to our wedding.
You were just so ridiculous. Do you know that? You are going to regret this. I'm telling you now that you aren't going to get away with this. I never want anything to do with you or James ever again. Do you understand me?
Oh, that's just fine with me. If that's all you were going to do, then I guess I'll just take your fiancé and be on my way.
Whatever. I seriously can't even talk to you right now. Do whatever you want. I don't care. I hope that you two terrible people make a perfect match for each other. But just know that from this day on, we are no longer sisters.
Hey there, sis. Oh, it's been so long since we last talked, right? How have you been? Is everything all good?
Excuse me? Who is this? I don't have this number saved in my phone.
What do you mean by who is this? Oh, you can't guess who it is by the way that I greeted you. It's me, your one and only sister Carla. Aren't you so excited to hear from me after all this time?
I'm sorry, but I still don't know what you're talking about. I don't have a sister. You must have the wrong number.
Oh, wow. Don't tell me that you're actually still upset about what I did all those years ago, right? Oh, that was forever ago. Are you seriously still gonna stay mad at me all this time just over stealing your fiancé from you? I thought you'd be happy to hear from your cute little sister after all this time.
Well, I'm not happy and I don't have a little sister. Unless you're referring to that trashy woman who ruined my engagement on the day of my wedding. But I already told her that. Her and I aren't sisters anymore.
Trash woman? Excuse me? That's just a little bit rude, don't you think? I would have thought that 3 years was enough time for you to forget all about that. I mean, you know that we're the only sisters that we have, right? We have to stick together, Yolanda.
For the last time, I don't have a sister. And even if I wanted a sister, I certainly wouldn't choose you.
How can you be so mean to me when we haven't talked in so long? Can't we just get along? Please? I would really, really like to meet you in person if that's okay. Where are you living these days?
I'm not going to give you a single detail about my life, Carla.
Well, what about men? Ooh, are you married? Single? Dating anyone? Ooh, what's that like?
Carla, is there something you wanted to talk to me about? Because if not, then I don't see why we need to keep talking.
Well, I take it from that response that you're still not married then. But aren't you already like 35 years old or something? Are you sure you're fine still being single after all this time?
And just what is wrong with a woman choosing to remain unmarried, huh? What gives you the right to look down on someone making that choice? Is that the only reason why you're messaging me? To make fun of me for that? Because if so, then I guess you really haven't grown at all. I should have known to stop responding the moment I figured out it was you.
Well, what can I say? I guess I can only say that I'm an incorrigible little scamp.
Ugh. Literally, what is even the point of trying to deal with you? If all you wanted to do was make fun of me and put me down, then mission accomplished.
Well, sure, I wanted to do some of that. But that's not all that I wanted to do. I actually have a little favor to ask of you, if you must know.
You really think that you have any right to ask a favor of me?
Well, the thing is that I need your kidney.
Excuse me? What does that even mean?
I mean just what I said. I mean, it's not really a big deal, right? You have two anyways. I don't get the big deal with giving me one of them.
Are you kidding me? Is this really the reason why you reached out to me after all this time? You don't need a new kidney. You need a new brain if you think that I'm going to go along with that. And just what in the world do you need a kidney transplant for anyway?
Oh, come on. Don't be like that. I really, really need this. I'm sick and I want your help.
Sick? What do you mean that you're sick? What are you sick with?
Look, the point is that I have a problem and I'm going to need a kidney transplant, okay? And the doctor said that I would have the highest chances of finding a donor within the family. Of course, none of our family are registered organ donors, so that means the only other option I have is to wait. So please, can't you save me?
So you're really sick. You've caught some kind of disease and now you need an organ transplant.
That's right. I know that you must just be worried sick about me, right? I mean, I know that we've had our fights in the past, but you and I are still sisters in the end, right? Besides, the fact that you're not married makes that even better when you think about it.
Yeah, I guess it means it makes me a pretty easy mark for you, doesn't it?
No, of course not. I just meant that if you had an organ transplant, you wouldn't be inconveniencing anyone after the surgery. We really are kind of lucky that our lives worked out this way when you think about it. So anyways, can I please ask my big and only sister for one tiny little organ?
I really just don't know even what to say right now. We haven't talked to each other at all in 3 years, and this is the reason why you reach out to me? I knew that you hadn't changed. You're still the same selfish person that you've always been.
Oh, come on. You're not actually still gonna hold all that stuff I did to you against me, are you? Look, I'm sorry, okay? I'm sorry I stole your fiancé from you. Now can you please give me one of your kidneys? I mean, it's not like you're putting any part of you to good use since you're not married and don't have kids or anything.
Actually, if you must know, I live abroad with my boyfriend.
Wait, what do you mean by that?
I mean that you're right, we're not married. But he's still my partner. Not only that, but I'm pregnant right now. And since I don't ever plan on moving back home, I'm afraid that there's no way to get my kidney to you, even if I wanted you to have it.
Hold on a second. You mean to tell me that you're pregnant but not married? What's the matter with you?
I don't know what else to you, except most of the world really doesn't care at all. Times are changing. But I don't need to justify my life choices to someone like you, so I'll just stop it there. Besides, I would much rather be with a man like this than try and get married so that someone else can ruin it. In fact, this is the happiest I've ever been, if you must know.
But if you're pregnant and living in another country, then what's gonna happen to me?
That really doesn't sound like my problem at all. I don't even know why you thought I would want to help you in the first place. I was so confused about what you could be up to when you reached out, but now you have your answer.
Yolanda, you're the only one that can save me. Oh, please, I need your kidney. Give it to me. Get back over here and give me your organs.
Are you illiterate or something? Read the text that I sent you. I am not ever going to go back home. I live here now with my boyfriend, and you are never ever going to get one of my kidneys. Besides, I couldn't even give you one right now because I'm literally pregnant right now.
I don't get it. This don't make any sense at all. Are you really not going to be coming back? You're really not going to give me your kidney?
That's right. Are you finally starting to understand? Is it all finally starting to click for you now? Why would you even come to me to ask about this after all that you did to me? I wouldn't even do this if I was still living in the States.
Oh, you don't really mean that, right? Please? I'm really, really sick. You don't know how hard things are for me. Don't you care about your sister? You want to see me get better? You're not really going to leave me like this, are you?
Yes, I am. Your problems are not my problems. I already told you 3 years ago that I never wanted anything to do with you ever again. So if you ever thought there was a chance that you were going to be getting my organs, then you're just dead wrong. Now please never ever contact me again, okay?
Please, you can just come back home for a little bit. Just a little while. You're the only person who I can receive from. I need you to be my donor.
I don't care how bad the situation is for you. It is just not going to happen at all. I've told you over and over and over again that I am not going to be coming home no matter what you say.
But how can you say no to me? Don't you realize what you're doing by turning me down? Please, I'm in serious trouble and I really, really, really need your help. You're the only one that I can turn to.
How many times are you going to make me repeat myself? I am telling you now that it is just not going to happen, okay? Why don't you go and ask Mom or Dad or some of our cousins or something like that? Unless the rest of our family also still hasn't forgiven you for what you did to me.
That's just it, though. They haven't. I tried going to visit Mom and Dad a couple years ago, and I thought that they would be happy to see me after all this time, but they weren't. At all. I asked to stay the night with them, but they refused, and I had to pay for a hotel room instead.
Well, yeah, you did elope with your sister's fiancé. I think that's a fair response by them.
Oh, don't even get me started on James. That man is nothing but garbage. Did you know that the moment he found out that I was sick that he ran away? But we had been working so hard and saving up so that we could finally afford to have our wedding.
Yeah, that wasn't for your wedding. James took all the money and used it to pay me back after I threatened to sue him for all his last-minute cancellations of our plans.
What do you mean by that?
I mean that the money was never for the two of you. He used you to help pay off his debt to me because of what you two did. You really are stupid sometimes. Do you know that, Carla?
But I thought that we were going to use that money to get married. And when he ran off, I thought he ran off with all our money.
No, he used that money to pay back me and Mom and Dad after we threatened him with a marriage fraud case. Did you really not know about any of that?
Of course I didn't. After James and I ran away, everyone stopped talking to me. I had no idea what was going on at all.
Well, that really is just too bad then, because that wasn't the last time that I saw James. In fact, he would come to me begging over and over again, either in person or over the phone, to forget about the money. But when he finally had paid it all back, I just blocked him. It wasn't long after that I moved away.
How could you do this to me? How could you all do this to me? Now I'm sick and I have no one to take care of me at all.
Yeah, well, I don't even really know why you bothered to text me in the first place. I'm never ever going to help you. And if you're really unsure as to why everyone stopped talking to you and no one really wants to help you, then you really need to do some self-reflection. Only a little bit should do to figure all this out. But anyways, now that we've cleared all that up, I should remind you that I asked you to never have anything to do with me again. So, this is going to be the last text you ever get from me. Please never try and find me or contact me again. Goodbye, Carla. After I sent that text, I blocked Carla on everything I could imagine. I heard from my parents that she went back to them begging for help, but it wasn't like our elderly parents were in a position to give up any of their innards either. Carla had no choice but to wait on a waiting list for organ donors after she had exhausted all possible options. After I had my child, I invited my parents to join my partner and I to live in our house overseas. They said yes, and we now all live together in a multi-generational and international home. As for Carla, I really have no idea what happened to her. Of course, I didn't want her to die, but I knew that letting her into my life again was going to cause me nothing but pain. And while it may not have cost me an arm and a leg to help her out, it would have quite literally cost me a kidney. Oh,